left onto Edley Street, then turn right.
For whether he would announce.
Turn right onto St. Jude Street, then turn right onto East Jefferson Avenue.
He was asked questions, peppered with questions about his future. And look, that's really the theme of what I'm about to tell you, is he's not going to escape the theme of his future for as long as he's at MSU. And you need to remember that for what I'm about.
Turn right onto East Jefferson Avenue.
Answer to the question at his press conference today.
Well, I can't predict the future. If I would, I guess we'd be 10-0 right now, okay? But I can't predict the future, but my intentions are to be the head football coach.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn left onto Conner Street.
I've always said that. And so there's certain things that you have control of, and there's certain things you don't have control of. So I can't control everything, but my intentions are there, yeah, absolutely. My father always taught me to complete circles. Complete the circles, so that's what I'm trying to do.
And then he later said, and I want to add this too, like the part about how we've had success here and we can do it again. The one that Ryan has pounded into the listeners' heads today during his
You know, there's always little reminders of the past are hanging around us. So when I went home last night after working 15 hours, I just scratched my head.
Turn left onto Conner Street.
Again, 85 hours a week. I went home and, you know, I put on something and I don't go to sleep. It's contrary to what people believe. I don't. Okay, so I got something off the shelf, put it on, I looked at it, I said, oh, there's a Rose Bowl City on this thing. Okay.
In 2.4 miles, take a slight left turn to merge onto I-94 West.
Success here, a tremendous amount of success here. And, you know, that can happen again, and that can happen under my watch. And so that's what I'm about. Got in bed and snuggled up, got up at 5:15.
There's the mistake. It happened before, it can happen again. No, it can't. And I will give you reasons why before you get butthurt and angry. Remember what I said to you. He is never going, today's press conference is every press conference he will have the rest of his life at Michigan State. Because he will never outrun job security questions. He is 65 years old. Or they're about 64. Okay? He's had one heart attack. He's on the ropes, either of retiring or being fired in the eye of the public. You will not outrun that when you are recruiting, when you are staffing, and when you are coaching. Now, you're going to go, well, wait, what if he fires his whole staff? Yeah, well, what about it? The game is at a point where assistant coaches are operating one of the most aggressive job fairs in all of sports. If you are an up-and-coming, hot commodity assistant coach, are you going to hitch your wagon to a has-been in the stock market? No, you're not. I'm sorry, you're not. Mark D'Antonio does not have 5, 6, 7 more years. Mark D'Antonio either won't or can't pay the freight to get those people there. And if you have a career ahead of you as an assistant, as a coordinator, as a prospective head coach, you're not going to Michigan State to hitch your wagon to an older, anti-offense, conservative coach. Because you're going to kill your career. Now, if Mark was able to commit 5, 7, 8 more years, if Mark and Michigan State were able to or willing spend unprecedented money to staff this reborn staff, this we're going to rise like the Phoenix, you still would have a hard problem. Look at the coaches that attract big-time assistants. People want to latch on to Nick Saban. Hell, they'll take a demotion to get Saban on the resume. People want to latch on to Ed Orgeron. People want to latch on to Tom Herman. Those guys right direction as a stock, as a brand.
In 1 mile, take a slight left turn to merge onto I-94 West.
This is where Spartan fans who disagree with me, they're just not bright. Well, he deserves a right to rebuild it, and right, that's why I was screaming so loudly a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. That's when he had time, he had runway. He wasn't 65, he was 61, 62. The rear view mirror, we could still see the Cotton Bowl and the Rose Bowl and the playoff. You could play off of that. Nobody could negative recruit you. But now, with 16, 17, 18, 19, and an ugly 20 staring you in the face, you've got a 5-year run of being a sub-500 coach. You can't outrun it. It's not an option for Mark to restaff this. Here's another angle. I'm going to pound this into your head, and you can try to argue. Mark's never had to staff like a major college football coach. He hasn't, because he's kept his friends around. Remember, he took his staff from Cincinnati. These are the guys who helped us get to the Rose Bowl. And then when someone left, what did MSU do, and what did I say about it? They promoted from within, and I yelled about it. And then he couldn't make a tough decision, so everyone got co-coordinator tags, offense, defense. When someone would leave, he would hire another friend who needed a job. Jim Bowman, Don Treadwell. We're going to hire a Tressel. And you've arrived here. Acting like Mark D'Antonio would even know how to staff in the current climate of college football, much less the university being willing and able to do what would be necessary. It's a fallacy. It's a fantasy. So if Mark stays, all you're doing is digging a deeper grave. 6 feet? How about 7? Maybe 10. Hell, go to Middle Earth. Mark won't outrun it. And let's face it, he's persona non grata recruiting down here because of the Blackwell stuff. And I'm staying out of that deal. I'm just telling you, he's persona non grata. You're not recruiting Detroit. Ohio's never been more difficult with the rise of Kentucky and Cincinnati. And OSU's never been better. And Michigan has steadied themselves. Penn State has steadied themselves. What are you going to do? You think Mark's going to surround himself with highly qualified, highly compensated, young, energetic recruiters? Yeah, I don't think those people are coming here to work for him. Sorry, not happening. Because MSU has always been a cheapskate lemonade stand. That's how it's always been. They've spent it kind of when they've needed to here and there. All right, we'll pay our doozy. All right. But overall, here's where we're at. And the number's 248-539-9797. It's very simple. The MSU football program is at a crossroads. They have to decide, do we want to chase championships and attempt to be a big boy, or do we just want to get a participation trophy? And I think it's the latter. I don't think they have the chops to actually chase it. They don't have the leadership.
Use the left lane to take a slight left turn to merge onto I-94 West.
Any clue how to put an AD in place? Because whoever takes this job has to be a cutthroat businessman.
Take a slight left
Michigan
turn.
saved their football program in the 60s when they brought in Don Canham. Penn State reinvented their program about 12, 13 years ago. You got to bring in a marketing genius. And I'm not talking about games on battleships. I'm talking about branding. I'm talking about PR. I'm talking about marketing. MSU top to bottom.
In 8.7 miles, take exit 68 to merge onto I-75 Fort Bliss.
Because I don't believe in anybody up there. But Mark staying, it's going to be a very sad end if it happens. I mean, I'm told those stories by people in the past who lived through Duffy Doherty the later years, and how people were driving around these things and how it's already sad enough. I wish Mark would just leave. You know, and at the beginning of the year, I got ripped by the Kool-Aid Brigade. Because I said it, I hope Mark retires regardless at the end of this year. Whether he wins the Big Ten or finishes that last one. Retire, get out of here. Take the money, get the hell out of here. Don't let it get ugly. Go to your beach house. Relax. Go get 25 grand a pop on the speaking.
Starting with Easter Road.
Tell him no. you offer somebody, everyone started to pay attention. And now, well, now you're not really developing those guys. Those guys aren't really obvious on the roster. So you kind of put the memories of someone you recruited in 2011, put them back in that shoebox, man. I'm not interested in buying that pair of sneakers. 97.1.
97.1 flat ticket. Traffic.
This report sponsored by Two-Man and a Truck. Watching a couple of crashes along 696. First, westbound 696 after Orchard Lake Road. Crash on the left shoulder. Also, an earlier crash remains westbound 696 at Gratiot. Over to an accident eastbound M59 at Groesbeck. On the shoulder, traffic slower from Heidenreich. Also, westbound M59 after Adams Road. Crash on the shoulder in that spot as well. You need to move your business, your home, or maybe you need to store your company.
Take exit 215 to merge onto M10 North. Hold stop at
If you have moving or storage needs, call the professionals with a Two-Man-and-a-Truck.com. I'm Tracy Nigesco in the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
Jamie and Stoney. Lions are joined by Michigan quarterback Shea Patterson.
You guys scored a late touchdown. We think if you guys were playing, I don't know,
stay in the left lane.
playing the game.
We wanted to stay on the back end.
If you miss a day, you miss a lot. Jamie and Stoney, morning 6 to 10.
There's no question about it. There are a lot of dealerships out there, but more and more Detroit drivers are choosing Pat Milliken Ford. Brian Godfrey, what makes the difference for your customers?
Pat Milliken Ford continues a 60-year tradition of delivering exceptional service with a friendly, honest team and low prices on over 1,000 available vehicles.
That dedication to customer service has earned you the Ford President's Award from 1998 through 2017. 20 years in a row is no easy feat.
We strive to deliver the experience you deserve at Pat Milliken Ford. That means you get a level of customer service you won't find anywhere else. We make it easy and fun to buy the right new Ford for you at a price or payment you'll love.
Start your experience online at patmillikenford.com for exceptional savings on new Ford vehicles. Then visit Pat Milliken Ford on Telegraph Road for a dealership experience unlike any other.
Pat Milliken Ford, the experience you deserve.
I'm Jason Waller, founder of Power Home Solar, America's fastest growing solar company. When was the last time your electric company reduced your energy bill? How about never? That's why I started Power Home Solar, because solar uses the power of the sun to power your home 365 days a year. You see, we use American-made panels and an advanced battery system that actually stores the sun's power in summer or winter, day or night. So no more power outages, even in the worst kinds of storms. Call us today at 1-800-BE-IN-POWER. Let us help you own your power and reduce those energy bills. That's 1-800-BE-IN-POWER. And we'll tell you how you can get solar for zero money down. Power Home Solar, official sponsor of Planet Earth.
Guess what?
What?
Xfinity Internet. Internet's better because it streams better. Introducing Xfinity Flex, a personalized streaming dashboard that puts all your favorites in one place, so they're not scattered across a bunch of apps.
Nice.
Plus, it has over 10,000 free shows and movies.
Even nicer.
And it's all searchable with the Xfinity voice remote, so you can search less and watch more. It's not just easy,
It's effortless?
and it gets better.
No.
Yes, because it's not expensive. It's included with Xfinity Internet for no additional cost.
Wow.
You can say that again.
Wow.
Get internet that internet's better. Now that's simple, easy, awesome.
Get Xfinity. Use the right lane to take exit 215 to merge onto M10 North. Hold stop at
Price on us. Go to Xfinity.com/flex, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Ends 1/7/20. Restrictions apply. New performance starter internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply.
What's in store this holiday at your local Staples?
Hearing, aw, you shouldn't have.
Without spending more than you should have.
Staples is celebrating Black Friday early with huge savings on laptops, printers, and more.
Like the Lenovo Flex 6 2-in-1 laptop with Intel Core i5 processor for just $499.99.
That's $300 off.
So why wait for Black Friday?
Staples, there's a whole lot in store this holiday.
Exclusive
MichiganRadio.com. The Michigan Wolverines play in Indiana. Kickoff Saturday afternoon at 3:30 on 104.3 WOMC.
All right. Well, for all the people who bitched we didn't do MSU yesterday, okay, there it is. And I'll just throw a little nugget in there for the Wolverines out there. It's very, very simple. You can tell me everything you want, you should. It's always fun to pummel your rival, but what's the surprise? If you listen to this show, I told you openly and honestly how I felt. What happened? It happened. And beyond the natural joy that's fine, it's a question. What does it really mean in the grand scheme of it? I mean, in years past in this rivalry, one or both of us were playing for a Big Ten championship. And the win kept us on that path or ended on the path. Okay? Neither of us are doing it. Now, I don't know what kind of backwoods, hillbilly-ass tiebreaker scenario du jour you have to tell yourself that you're going to win the Big Ten. You're not. You're not winning the Big Ten. You're eliminated. And with Michigan State, our season ended in the first week of October. So that's where it's kind of weird. Because normally you'll crow if it meant something. We're on our way to Indy. You're a hot garbage can. That's pretty accurate. Difference is neither of us. And I think if you're honest with us, you know you're still not going to get within 2 touchdowns of the Buckeyes. So what does it really mean? Here's what I'll tell you now. Just like I told you exactly how it would go with MSU this year. 2 weeks in advance. If you lose to Ohio State, and Jim Harbaugh's 0-5 against the Buckeyes, and is once again third place in the East, doesn't change my opinion. He should be going. Now, but it doesn't change how I feel. He is brought there to do a very specific job. And it would be 5 years later, and not here. And it would be this year. You know what the difference is? Instead of losing the games in November, we lost them in October. But going 1-5 against the Buckeyes, that's just not acceptable. It's if you're at LSU, you can't go 1-5 against Bama. You're at Texas, you can't go 1-5 against OU. There's not a power job on the play where it's acceptable. So, look, short of beating LSU, there ain't nothing for you this year. There ain't nothing for us. That's where I think it's hard to really get into this game. It's why last week there was no juice. We brought it up. We would have been better off listening to Roberto Pasquez.
Bulls to 1 point for Michigan.
Okay.
The Big Ten title contention is
All
out.
right, so again, just so we're clear, it'll be 15 years since you won the conference. It'll be 5 years of Harbaugh, no Big Ten title, and 0-5 against LSU.
He'd have to go.
No.
No, he won't. But he should leave with that. I mean, that's just unacceptable on every level.
What's funny, and I'm not, believe me, if Spartan fans were calling, I'd still be talking to you.
Pick up the phone and start
no,
dialing.
No, stop.
Jordan Belfort tells you to call. You pick up the phone and start dialing.
No, stop. Everybody stop. I want to make a point here. Obviously, if we had more of an MSU discussion going, I would continue to talk MSU, but I want to make this one point about Michigan. Please don't play that. It's very disrespectful.
The Spartan fans aren't off work yet. That's why they can't call in, right? That's what we always see. That's the joke that MSU fans always try to make.
Oh, Sully, stop. Listen, the point with...
No, that's
This kid is unbelievable.
Every single time we joke about, we're the Michigan State people that want to talk. I see all the texts. Mike, all of us Spartans are still at work. We can't call in yet. That's why Michigan. The most cliche joke. But anyway, go on.
I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Pick up the phone
and
stop dialing.
No, I'm dead serious. I think the early onset dementia's happened. I don't
it would be another year of losing to Ohio State for Harbaugh.
I don't remember what I was going to say. It was something Michigan related. What? I got nothing.
Well, we can just repeat that conversation. Okay, so Michigan's
no,
out of
no.
Big Ten contention. They still have a path to the Rose Bowl, but Harbaugh will have lost to Ohio State. He should be gone, but he won't be. I think that's basically what we said.
I don't remember what I was going to say. David, I don't know.
You okay in there, Mike?
No. I totally lost my train of thought, and I have no way to get it back.
Mike just became old man in front of our eyes. He forgot everything he was going to say.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm just going to go to Mike, because yeah, thank you. Sell me some apples.
What were we talking about?
All
Football?
right. Let me know when you're done. If I may. I'll tell you what. Let me go to Mike. We're both very bad people. Hello, Mike. Hello, Mike. Goodbye, Mike. We'll go to John, 97.1. Johnny, how are you?
Hey, Mike. Am I wrong in thinking that as long as Beekman is the AD at MSU, just every year he's the AD from here on out, it's more of the same with MSU football? Like, right, aren't we stuck in like the circular kind of like just tires in the mud thing because no young assistants with options, right, want to come and play and coach under D'Antonio, and no big time head coach will want to come here to replace D'Antonio when Beekman's the AD
And
a permanent AD.
And no big-time AD is going to take a job where he doesn't get to pick the coach.
Yeah, so it's this circle of crap, and there's no way out until President Stanley realizes that at a big-time football school in the Big Ten, the football program means a lot to the university as a whole, and I don't know if he understands that or not.
I don't know how anyone is earmarking their donation to football right now. I don't. I think they're suckers. And I think the message has to be sent with the wallets. And then
Enough big-time donors get to the president that he needs to get a search firm out there looking for the next AD to come in here.
yeah, when it's the right guys. Yeah. I mean, John, it's not hard. I don't know the will of the individuals. I'm certainly not going to name them on the air. But I think it's pretty clear we know who the biggest boosters are. But no, we don't have a Stephen Ross. Dan Gilbert has not decided to do that with his alma mater. Dan currently has bigger things to worry about. I'm making a point. You know, Magic Johnson has not chosen to do that with his alma mater. He will show up at a basketball game with a hoodie and occasionally give some money, but it's not like Magic has said, hey, I'm a billionaire. Here's $50 million earmarked to football. Hasn't done it. You know, that's what you need. Boone T. Pickens, Oklahoma State, Phil Knight, Nike. Like, you need that kind of guy. You don't have that kind of guy. And the guys that could do it haven't done it. It's a shame that Eli Broad loves art museums and doesn't like football. I don't know what to tell you. No, I'm serious. Like, the MSU's got huge money donors. They just don't love football. Instead, they want to build spaceship art museums on Grand River. Who the hell's that helping? I need a quarterback. I need 50 grand in a bag. Go get me a quarterback. Damn it. What did Rashawn Gary cost according to that report? 300 grand?
Oh, come on.
That's what I need. It was a report. I didn't write it.
He wanted to be a sports agent. That's why he came to Michigan.
Listen, here's $500,000. Go get me somebody with lettuce like Trevor Lawrence. Now. Yeah, well, if you think the power programs are doing it clean, here, I'm going to sell you to Brooklyn Bridge. Here, let me write the deed up. Here you go. 97.1. You want to get away and relax? Absolutely. Look at it out. No sunshine. Ice cold. No hope. Depression. Sadness. It's the opposite in Vegas. I mean, we'd be filled with life right now. Sully off a 9-0 gambling weekend. It's on cash to think about that. The D Las Vegas would be the place for Sully. He'd post up at Circus Sports, throwing money around, ordering drinks, and then not even bothering to drink them because that's just how opulent he is after a 9-0 week. He's buying drinks from total strangers. Sportsbook. You're in Vegas. You're not in this hopeless place. Look at it outside. We're all sad. It looks like Batman's about to use a wire and fly across the sky. It's depressing. I need sunshine. I need Vegas. I need the D. The D.com to book your stay today. The D Las Vegas, your home for sports in Vegas. Check out Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men on Van Dyke, just south of 26 Mile across from Target in Washington Township. Get a playful haircut, hot towel treatment, and hot lather neck shave from one of their award-winning stylists for a great price. Lady Jane's in Washington Township. It's wicked awesome.
This is Jim Rome with the CBS Sports Minute. A really unfortunate moment in the Caps-Ducks game where Caps forward Garnett Hathaway spit on Ducks player Eric Goodbranson. That's right, spit on him. After that, Hathaway got a 5-minute match penalty and a game misconduct. That punishment does not fit that crime because that's as disgusting a thing as you're ever going to see. And then you have to wonder what somebody who would do something like that would have to say for themselves afterwards. Check out this incredible quote. Unfortunately, spit came out of my mouth after I got sucker punched. End quote. Are you serious with that? Spit did not come out of your mouth. You spit on a guy. I'm not exactly sure what punishment fits that crime, but it better include a suspension. I'm Jim Rome.
Those nachos were rough on my stomach.
Try new Pepto-Bismol liquid caps for fast relief and ultra coating. New Pepto-Bismol liquid caps. Use as directed.
Around here, everyone knows you need the right tool for the job. It's the difference between orders filled and orders missed, between return customers and product returns. That's why I order from Grainger. With over 250 local branches, will-call product pickup, and a time-saving mobile app, it's easy to get it right. When it comes to getting what you need, when you need it, Grainger's got your back. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Those nachos were rough on my stomach.
Try new Pepto-Bismol liquid caps for fast relief and ultra coating. New Pepto-Bismol liquid caps. Use as directed.
So Planet Fitness is only $10 a month. Pretty sweet.
such an easy.
I must have missed where David said Evansville money line plus 5,000.
Yeah.
Must have missed that pick. Let's go to David, 97.1. Hi, David. Dave. Hey, what is it with people today? What is this? Well, he was calling in to say he's not sure Ryan Day can sustain this.
Pick up the phone and start dialing. Do we have anyone with a working phone out there who wants to call in and get on?
Why? Can I ask you a question? Why would the phone call be doubting Ryan Day right now? What right now from an evidence standpoint? Like, I don't get it. NFL play caller who has brought an improved offense to the table compared to the Urban Meyer offense that had gotten very stale. Recruiting's at an all-time high. The program's cruising. They don't just beat people, they bomb them. They're favored by 3 touchdowns against Penn State this weekend. Why would that phone call be now? I don't get that. I don't understand. I mean, I get it. You hate Ohio State and you don't want them to succeed, but like, what have we seen so far that would lead us down the path of, I'm not sold on this Ryan Day? That was an August phone call. But I think we knew right away, oh boy, wait a second, this looks different. I mean, Cincinnati's 9-1. They beat them 42-0. They were only 16-point favorites. They were a 2-touchdown favorite against Indiana. Blew them out by 40. They just, look what they did to Wisconsin. They took Wisconsin's best punch, still were beating them at the half, and bombed them. 3 touchdown favorites over PSU. They're going to wreck Penn State, although I have to wait for the blessing from Pontiff Sullivan on all gambling measures here for cash tickets.
They're the best team in America. They're better than LSU.
But why would you doubt Ryan Day this moment? I don't get that. What's wrong? You don't like a guy with rosy cheeks? What's the problem? What's the issue?
Well, it's funny you mentioned how I had the 9-0 thing. Someone just texted Sully. You may have been 9-0 this weekend, but it was a super easy weekend. I was plus 42 units this weekend.
Okay, nobody believes you. Yeah, and no one cares, okay? Go tell your wife. Seriously, it was not
It made
easy.
me sick. I looked it up.
It was not an easy weekend.
If I would have done a
In 1 mile, turn right onto English Road.
God, a $10 parlay would have paid like $3 grand or something.
Why? You didn't parlay every selection.
I don't do every single one. The odds
Stay in the left 3
I
lanes.
did hit a college parlay and an NFL parlay, and I won on Michigan too, so it was still fruitful.
I understand, but, come on. You needed the miracle. You didn't do the miracle?
Oh, that would have been crazy.
It's football season. Buffalo Wild Wings. You watch the games. How about some action? I don't know. B-Dubs on a weeknight doesn't sound like a bad plan. It beats me installing a dishwasher tonight. That's exciting. Buffalo Wild Wings do boneless wings. Post up with Sully at B-Dubs. Get bombed. Go ahead. Get some boneless wings and bet on... Who the hell did you bet on tonight? Oh, Bowling Green tonight. I don't know if there'd be anything sadder than someone wagering hard-earned money on Bowling Green while getting way too drunk on a Tuesday. But you know what? It's your life. Live it. Buffalo Wild Wings. Boneless Believer. New recipe. You're going to win money with Sully. You have a few cocktails at the bar. It's Buffalo Wild Wings. It's football season. Get your priorities in order. B-Dubs all year long for football.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report sponsored by the Sam Bernstein Law Firm. 1-800-CALL-SAM. A crash along the Jeffries eastbound I-96 express lanes from after Outer Drive. Cars on the left shoulder. Over to a stalled vehicle southbound 275. The exit ramp to Ford Road blocked. The 2 left lanes of that exit ramp. Northbound I-75 from Big Beaver Road to Adams. The north-south there has you slow. This work does not wrap until 7 p.m. Northbound M39 from Ford Road to I-96. Still seeing heavier volumes there. I'm Christina Castell in the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein. When you need help, you turn to family. Every day we fight for families like yours because we are family.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
If you want it, you can get it. But you do need to
Turn right onto Inkster Road.
Respect needs to be earned if you want to be superior.
There's only one superior, and that's
That's Superior Buick GMC in Dearborn. We earn our customers' respect every day for superior price, superior inventory, and we're a 2019 J.D. Power Dealer Excellence.
In 1.4 miles, turn left onto West 14 Mile Road.
Is important to you. Maybe you should consider a dealer that's a 2019 J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence. And there's more. Right now, mention you want your Gator deal, and you can lease a brand new Buick Encore Preferred with all-wheel drive for only $149 a month with $1,495 down. How's that for a superior lease? Only $149 a month for a brand new 2019 Buick Encore Preferred.
For details, visit Superior Buick GMC on Michigan Avenue, just east of Greenfield. Or shop online. We deliver at superioronline.com.
For J.D. Power 2019 DOE information, visit jdpower.com/DOE.
Volunteers of America turns every donated car into a vehicle of hope. We'll pick up your vehicle, handle all the paperwork, and you'll receive the highest tax deduction available. Call
In 1 mile, turn left onto West 14 Mile Road.
or visit carshelpingpeople.org.
This hour of instant feedback brought to you by Mike Pura of National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, log on to ndphealth.com.
Ever want to rewind your radio? Yes. With the all-new radio.com rewind, you can. Listen to any show from 97.1 The Ticket over the past 24 hours on the radio.com app. Download the radio.com app now from the App Store or Google Play and select 97.1 The Ticket. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines. All day, every day. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
Brought to you by Bell Tire. Michigan Senate Coach Mark D'Antonio spoke today out in East Lansing, was asked about his future moving forward, said his intentions are there, as his father always taught him to complete circles, and talked about what that phrase means.
It means when you start something, you want to finish it. That's what it's meant to me and my family. So that's sort of the direction that we've always tried to go. It means it's not quitting in the middle of something when you don't think something's finished. So I don't think I'm finished.
Antonio went on to say he cannot predict his future, but his intentions are to be the football coach at MSU moving forward, and that there are tons of reminders of the past around him and the success they've had, and there's no reason they can't have that same success again under his watch. Red Wings on the ice tonight. They're playing their lone home game during this 5-game stretch as they bring in the Senators to Little Caesars Arena.
Turn left onto West 14 Mile Road. Then turn right onto Inkster Road.
Their last 6, they'll drop the puck just after 7:30. Today's an off day for the Lions. They'll get back to work tomorrow as they begin a game plan for Sunday's game with the Redskins. Elsewhere in the league, though, former Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski once again hinting that he may or may not try to make a return to the NFL in the future, but says it will not be this year. The league has also handed the Players Union a proposal for a 17-game schedule that would include an extra bye week through the season, and an added game being an international game for every team in the league. It would take place in either London, Ireland, Germany, Mexico, or Brazil. The proposal also had the Super Bowl being moved from the first Sunday in February to the last Sunday of the month. On the Ticket Update next, I'm Ryan Woolley. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or radio.com.
248-539-9797. What's the best thing to eat when you're high? Smoke a joint. Long hit, but blaze a blunt, I'm cool with it. It's like this and like that and like this and it's like that and like this and like that.
Turn right onto Inkster Road.
This is kind of a celebration, but
In 1.9 miles, arrive at Inkster Road.
I'm cool with it. It's like this and like that and like this and it's like that and like this and like that. It's like this. I didn't even have to use my AK. Just chill, Mark, till the next episode.
Hour 4, nice to have you. The D'Antonio press conference in the mix. The Michigan thoughts in the mix. I just want to at least offer Lion fan the following, and then we go right to the phones. I want to read you a quote, and I think it's meaningful because for some reason in this town, Bob Quinn seems to get a bit of a free pass. We all, Lord knows Stafford's taken his fair share. Patricia gets pummeled. But Bob Quinn, quote, at the end of the day, it's wanting to take it to the next level. To me, that's winning championships, winning playoff games, and winning the Super Bowl. I think we have more than a competitive team to be competing for championships. Bob Quinn's words the day he let Jim Caldwell go. And since then, after bringing in his friend in a sham of a job search, this team has gone 9-16-1. He says 9-7's not good enough. We have too good of a team. Patricia year 1, 6-10. Patricia year 2, headed to maybe worse. Why is Bob Quinn not discussed as being firmly on the hot seat? Bob Quinn has had 4 years to put a product out there that, from a talent standpoint, is supposed to be better than the day they fired Cole.
In 1 mile, arrive at Inkster Road.
I can't say that the talent's better than the day Quinn got here. So explain, should Bob Quinn's quote, I think it's a fateful quote now, should that be cause for termination? That Bob Quinn, hey, we let you fire a good man. We let you fire somebody that the organization liked. We let you fire somebody who primarily won more than he lost. We let you do that. Then you conducted a sham of a hiring process because everybody knew you were hiring your boy, and he's been an abject failure. I don't know about you, but in most real-world applications, that would cost you your job. Just wanted to throw it out there. 248-539-9797. You want me to go to the people? Go to Dave, 97.1. Hi, Dave.
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good. What's up?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to touch on the Michigan and Ohio State separation talent.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You know, there's one thing that really boggles my mind is Gay has a full coverage from Urban Meyer. Yes? No?
Sure. Okay. No, I'm just letting you go. Go ahead.
Yeah. He's got a full coverage, right? And he's not a proven recruiter in the Midwest. And I don't believe 2 years down the road, maybe, we'll see.
How's their class
Yeah.
this year? How's their class this year?
Yeah, how is their class this year? What are they, 1 in Big Ten?
Pull it up. Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point. And Dave, understand, he's insulated himself incredibly well, including taking 2 of your better recruiters. Just throwing that out.
Well, that's the only thing he has to stand on is Max. And I don't think.
Washington.
Oh, Washington? Well, he wasn't at Washington State.
No.
Arrive at Inkster Road.
He brought back home.
Arrive.
Ohio. Like, I mean, Dave, look, understand, if you're projecting it 3, 4, 5 years down the line, so be it. I guess for me, it's
I'm
like...
saying 2. I don't...
2?
I see it. Yeah, sir.
Mike, where's Ohio State? Where's Ohio State right now? Can you pull this up? Because, again, I don't understand why this conversation's taking place right now. In what marshmallow world are you living as a Michigan fan that you want to say Ryan Day is going to falter? He's shown no evidence of it. They've paid through the nose to bring in the best assistants possible, including directly attacking your recruiting staff. Go ahead.
2020 OSU's 3.
Oh. Yeah, real drop-off. You're right. Real drop-off.
2021, they're 3 as well.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. You're right. Ryan Day's over. Like, guys, I get it. I know you hate him. But, well, come on. That phone call can't be. Come on. Let's go to Gary, 97.1. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Michael. Am I allowed to say that most Michigan fans kind of sound like idiots?
After that last call, I'll go with yes.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm a Michigan grad, but most Michigan fans are idiots. Jesus. Let me just say, you asked about the significance of the Michigan win over State, and I think I got an answer.
Okay.
I think the significance is that it gives Harbaugh a bigger cushion, so when his team goes, plays Ohio State in 2 weeks and gets the snot kicked out of it, he's got cushion. When they lose to ranked teams next year, he's got a little cushion. When he fails to get Indianapolis again, he gets a cushion.
I think what he can sell the fans this year is, I bombed Notre Dame and I bombed Sparty, you know, and somehow I'm this pillar of integrity, so you can't expect me to beat OSU. Oh, I think that'll be peddled to the masses, no doubt.
Yeah. And I have a question about that. If Michigan just wants to be a kind of a regional power, does it really cost $9 million a year for a coach to do that? Is that the going rate for being a regional power?
But see, Gary, that's what happens when you have a sycophant media who wants to reshape the narrative. He wasn't brought here to just conversations because Ohio State's what? Do you think whoever takes the job at Auburn is not going to be measured by Bama? Whoever takes the job at Texas won't be measured by OU? Gary, his job is to unseat Ohio State and become the power program in the Big Ten, and he hasn't done it.
That was my impression when they hired the dude. I thought his job was to be Michigan State, Ohio State, go to Indianapolis, and compete for a national championship.
Exactly.
That's what I heard.
And I've said it. They're eliminated from winning the Big Ten this year. If you beat OSU, I'll be honest, I'd even be nice about it and say, hey, you know what? It didn't start the way you wanted, but it finished it. And you got that OSU, that 1,000-pound gorilla off your back. But you still got to win the Big Ten. You lose to OSU. What did this season amount to? Nothing. How can you define any season where you go into the OSU game eliminated from Big Ten contention as a success? How? If at the end of this year, you got no Big Ten titles and you're 0-5 against Ohio State, how could you deem it a success?
Haven't even played for a Big Ten title.
Well, no, they haven't. But a couple of their games against OSU was borderline de facto. But they didn't win them. I mean, P.J. Fleck in year 3 has a shot to go to Indy.
Yeah.
I'm going to be waiting until year 6 for Harbaugh?
No.
And I understand divisionally they're not equal. Neither's the jobs, guys. The biggest fantasy is that Harbaugh took over an empty cupboard. He took over. His best team was all Hope players. Hey, come on. Go to Ray. 97.1. Hi, Ray.
Hey, Mike. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
So, I'm not a delusional Michigan fan that's going to say we're even going to compete with Ohio State. So, let me get that out of the way. I'm not that delusional. Only positivity I want to kind of bring is as I think the offense is starting to click a little bit, and I'm not some Shea Patterson slappy. What I am excited for is Dylan McCaffrey on this offense.
Yeah, it's interesting, Ray, because the kid has always had a lot of people backing him. But then when he gets in the game, you look at it and go, oh my God, he's going to get himself killed.
I think that's on the they didn't put him in a game where he can succeed. They put him in Wisconsin when they were already beating the crap out of us. Yeah. Or they put him in all these other games where we're either losing or it's like, I don't know, Rutgers, who cares about that?
Look, there's no doubt the offense has tightened the screws since the beginning of the year. Clearly, they've made a bigger commitment to the running game. They've stopped the ridiculous turnovers. And it also helps, too, that you've played some, look, call it what it is. I mean, you play Maryland or you play State, you play Illinois. I mean, it's supposed to look pretty good. What they did to Notre Dame was impressive regardless. I thought it was a win Harbaugh had to have, and it was emphatic. The problem with the Penn State game, you played a half. You don't get credit for participation. But something changed in the second half. It kind of got them moving a little bit. And bottom line is, guys, and I'm not trying to be unfair, but hey, if you go out against OSU and you don't look great, then what did it really mean? You got to go out against the best of the best. That's what the expectation is. When you're supposed to be a really good top 15 team, you can't just say, well, they're better than we are. No, you got to rise up and beat some of those teams. The offense didn't look good against Iowa. It didn't look good in the first half against Penn State. It didn't look good against Wisconsin. It didn't look good the first 3 weeks of the year. So, yes, it looked good against Maryland. It looked good against an MSU team that quit. It looked good in the fourth quarter against Illinois. But, you're measured by going up against teams that are your equal or maybe you're a little better than you. And what do you do then? So, I need to see it against the Buckeyes to go, hey, this is interesting. This is good. I don't know. Maybe I'm a sucker. I got on the OSU train early that they were the best team in America, and I don't have a reason to change right now. I mean, Vegas is not just throwing 18.5 at PSU for fun. That tells you something. Mike Valenti here, Capital Mortgage Funding. We all know the industry has changed for years. We've heard about Harry Glanz, Dan Burke, entire staff at Capital Mortgage Funding. They're a local company, part of the community. So what does that mean exactly? Simple. You call Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-RATE. There's no outrageous fees or costs, and they don't put you into a terrible program like others. At Capital, they do what's right. It's a buyer's market, too. I mean, home values plummeting. Take advantage of it and do it with the best in the game, Capital Mortgage Funding. 1-800-LOW-RATE. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, the best mortgage bank.
Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
At Bell Tire, the lowest tire price, period, means just that. And it means a guy who will give you more free lifetime tire services, which is how we make the lowest tire price feel even lower. So come see your guy at Bell Tire. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
This is Thad Zott with Zott M59 Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram and dealsinad.com. At Zott, you don't have to grind for a great deal. Just ask Hockey Town's world-famous Brian Line.
Hey, this is Joe Coster. Chris Draper here.
I'm Jeff Schneider.
Well, 2 out of 3 isn't bad.
Just show them the deals. During our Black Friday sales event, you get employee price for everyone.
Wait a second, Jeff. Did you say employee for everyone?
That's right, Thad. Employee price for everyone. No number needed. And you can lease a 2020 Cherokee Limited for $169 a month.
What about trucks?
With employee price for everyone, you can lease a new Ram 1500 Crew Cab 4x4 for just $159 a month.
My Line has a Detroit reputation that can't be matched, and so does Zott.
That's right, Thad. While many dealers are getting thrown in the penalty box for their customer experience, Zott has thousands of Google reviews and posts a 4.7 rating.
Jeffrey posts. I see what you did there. Hey, Grindline, let's finish the shift strong.
Dealsinad.com. Get there!
See you for details.
In their fantasy league, backfields are in motion. They could go all the way. Scores. Tight ends dominant. Pom-poms shake. The tailgate is always good. Watch 2.5 Men tonight at 6:30 on CW50. If you like pina colada, get
Spilled your pina colada? Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up spills and messes quicker. And it's 2 times more absorbent than the leading Ordinary brand. So you can get back to getting caught in the rain. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Introducing the Capital One Walmart Rewards Card. Earn unlimited 5% back on everything you buy at Walmart online. It's the perfect card for all your family's hints this holiday season. Like 5% back on the air fryer Grandpa told you about when he fell asleep in his chair.
Didn't fry anything.
Or 5% back on the laptop your sister had carolers sing to. The Capital One Walmart Rewards Card. Earn unlimited rewards, including 5% back at Walmart online. What's in your wallet?
Terms and exclusions apply. Capital One NA.
Tonight, starting at 6, 97.1 The Ticket's Bogey and Wojo broadcast live from Little Caesars Arena before the Red Wings host Ottawa Senators. Brought to you by Michigan Lottery's $10 Big Spin Instant Game. There's fun in every one. Get your Red Wings tickets now at DetroitRedWings.com.
Text 97.1 The Ticket now at 97136. Ticket text brought to you by LaFontaine FamilyDealDirect.com. Find the perfect car, customize your monthly payment, make the purchase, and have the vehicle delivered to you. Do it all at FamilyDealDirect.com.
97.1 The Ticket and Ellison Brewery have teamed up. Introducing the Ticket American Lager and the Ticket Double Dry Hopped Hazy Pale Ale. On draft at a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, straight to the people. We'll get a college blitz at 5:30. The D'Antonio presser. The Michigan angle to the weekend. Kind of what it means. The Bob Quinn quotes that I think are going to come back to haunt him. It's all in the mix on a Tuesday. Ryan's in Macomb up next, 97. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, so we've been talking all about how the athletic director and the president may not have what it takes to kind of deal with this football situation.
Yeah.
But my question is, what kind of role does the board of trustees play in all this? Because they're the ones that hire the president. They're the ones that set the tone for the university, and they're elected officials.
Yeah, and luckily there's been some turnover on the board, and I hope there's more to come. I mean, another day with Joel Ferguson as a part of the MSU BOT or as any influencer at that university is a day too long. Now, Ryan, the whole thing is a mess. And honestly, they had a chance to avoid it. They had the guy that had unilateral support. They had the guy that was winning at an unprecedented clip. And then the guy didn't have the self-awareness to do the things he needed to do to continue it. self-awareness or not, it doesn't matter. He's not going to outrun the vortex, the negativity, the questioning about the job, the questioning about him retiring. You're not going to be able to staff it. It's, Ryan, it's top to bottom. The BOT, the AD, the whole football department. It's just, Ryan, I mean, again, people get mad at me, but, like, I've been saying this for a couple of years. I mean, we're toast. That's it.
So for the regular person, I mean, we don't have $100 billion to donate. So should we be looking at election cycles to try to change the top-down culture at MSU then?
You could, and Ryan, this is where I'll put it back on you, because I want your opinion. I just don't have any faith in the political system. I don't have any faith in somehow there being a good versus evil. I think it's all varying degrees of evil.
Agreed.
And that's where I just kind of say, I'm done. Look, MSU needs a big-time AD. That's really what needs to happen. I mean, Oklahoma doesn't do what they do without a Joe Castiglione. Okay? You have to have a big-time athletic director. Like Bill Moose is a great example. Go read about Bill Moose. This is a guy who, wherever he's gone, has been an impact guy. Go read about it. There's a great book written by Armin Katayan. It's called The System. It's all about college football. It's all about behind the scenes and how the machine works. But read about Bill Moose. You need that type of guy. You got to go out. You got to pay unbelievable money. You basically got to bribe somebody because MSU is radioactive based on the way they have been slandered by ESPN. I mean, my God, you put up a picture of Izzo and D'Antonio with that monster Nasser. The whole point is you have to overcome that. And what I would argue with people who say you can't, I would point to Saturday night with Baylor, where they had an actual football sex scandal with police and football coaches and cover-up and witness intimidation, etc. That happened at Baylor. And they're all the way back. Penn State had a child molestation scandal involving the former defensive coordinator, and I think we all understand what he was doing while he was there. And guess what? Penn State's all the way back. Stop it with the straw man arguments. This is where the president has to make a big decision and go, look, football's a priority, and I need it. And at a big university, if you plan on having positive branding, you plan on having a positive recruiting tool that can bring in more applications, more tuition raises, do more for your university than any press release. Big-time schools, big-time football, they work hand in hand. It's been proven. MSU needs to go out and get the best AD who's willing to take the job. And that's the best answer I can give you. It's not my job to hire these people. I don't get to interview them. What the hell you want from me? I can tell you who some of the better ADs are. I don't know who'd take the job. But if I've been on the job for a couple of months, I'll tell you what I'd do if I was President Stanley. I'd bring Tom and Mark in my office and go, fellas, I need to bring in a big-time AD here. Like, I know everybody enjoys this sock puppet you guys have here with Beekman. But if I'm going to get comfy in the president's chair for a long while, we're bringing in an AD right now. And I want to make you two a part of the process. Because I want to work with you. But, Mark, I got news for you. You're out.
Yeah, that would go over well.
He hits the button and Mark goes flying out of his chair.
What would happen if Bill Beekman called Tom Izzo into his office and said, hey, Tom, you know what, we just going to have to let you go?
I think Tom would assault him and go back to practice. I think Tom would hit him.
He tried to fire Tom Izzo.
There you go, yeah, right. You're a clown. Shut up and go order my dinner. And then you go back to practice. And he'd start running the war drill. That's it. Let's go to Ash, 97.1. What's up, Ash?
Hey, Mike. How's it going? Big fan of the show.
Thanks, buddy. What's on your mind?
So, just to answer your question about the expectations following the Michigan win over State, I don't necessarily think the expectations of the fan base, speaking as a Michigan fan, are for this season because, like you said, it's kind of lost. Like, no Big Ten East, no Big Ten title.
Right.
But I've seen it time and again with Michigan fans, and I've been guilty of this included, is now we're going to say, oh, because the offenses look good for, the last 4 games, we might get one up at Ohio State.
We'll build the hype all off season.
Yeah, and then next year we're going to be contending for a national title, and it's just a cycle. And I think, like, Michigan fans should just, not be left look at the college football playoff rankings until they beat Ohio State.
I'll be honest, Ash.
Ohio State,
hey, the one thing that's good in this, if you're a Michigan fan, is MSU has now taken themselves off the radar. They are no longer a player in the East. And MSU was a thorn in your side. And you had some good teams that lost there. You've had some bad ones. But MSU not being there brings it back to being kind of a 3-horse race. And you can manage that. Having a 4-horse race, that's a tough thing to navigate. I think that does help moving forward, because I think MSU is in the process of burning itself down to the sticks.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's fun to see from a Michigan standpoint, but it doesn't like change that we're not, you know, the gap with the Buckeyes is still huge, and
I think it's as wide as it's ever been, and maybe people disagree. I just don't think you're close. I think people are allowing a couple nice performances to really alter their perspective. Watch OSU, then watch your game, and tell me it looks the same.
No, it doesn't. I mean, OSU looks like an Alabama. Like they look like they belong in a different conference.
Take it from a guy who's already watched his team play it. It's terrifying. It's utterly terrifying.
And I know it's going to be, you know, they're going to win by, you know, 2 or 3 touchdowns or more. And if it's less than 3 touchdowns, it's probably because we'll get a touchdown in garbage time. So.
Yeah, I mean, Ash, look, I just am not the type of fan who's going to alter my expectation. These guys are paid a lot of money. I don't need to pay a guy $8-9 million a year to come in 3rd in the division and not beat the team who's my most important game. So I don't get people who say, well, lower your expectations. Why? Then lower Harbaugh's salary.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, chop him down to 4.5. You can lose to Ohio State all you want. You know what I'm saying? The expectation is to win. That's it. I mean, what? When Matt Rule took over at Baylor, what's the expectation? It's to win the Big 12. It's to bring us back to where Bryles had us. Well, guess what? If they didn't choke on their own feet, they were about to do it Saturday night in pretty short order, considering what went on at that school. That directly, not an ESPN hit piece, directly involved the football program. Just in case you're confused. I still think Matt Rule's got to get out of there. That's a Northeast Philly, Jersey guy. I'm telling you, the thing you don't want as a Michigan fan, you do not want Matt Rule at Penn State. You do not. I think Rule has shown he can build a really nice program in a place nobody wants to be, in a place that was radioactive. Rule did it at Temple. He's done it at Baylor. If he gets the keys to a Penn State program, that would be one that it wouldn't worry me. It would just, I'd go, oh God, that boob Franklin's gone. Now I got to deal with somebody who's actually going to be able to coach. You do not, and that has always been the connection. That Matt Rule, Penn State, that's kind of happening.
I actually read his name yesterday in a Sports Illustrated article. 3 coaches who could potentially replace Matt Patricia.
Oh, I think Matt Rule would be really interesting.
Yep.
I like Matt Rule a lot. I respect the absolute hell out of what he's built, both at Temple and at Baylor.
Just yesterday.
He turned down the Jet job because he saw how dysfunctional the front office was. They tried to dictate who he was going to put on his staff, and he went, fellas, let's stop the conversation. I'm good. Take your job. I'm getting back on the plane. That takes some serious stones not to jump at the NFL. I dig it.
Despite only 1 year of NFL coaching experience as an assistant offensive line coach for the Giants in 2012, some believe Rule has the ability to be an exceptional head coach in the league one day. No better place for this rebuild expert to start his NFL head coaching career than Detroit.
I wouldn't mind it. I believe in the guy. I do. You don't win at Temple and you don't win at Baylor post-sex scandal, cover-up, police, team, coaches intimidating women deal. You don't do that unless you're special. I think Rule's special. I didn't think about it in the Lion aspect, but Mike, I wouldn't fight it. I wouldn't. 97-1.
All right, if you're a smoker trying to quit, it may take you several attempts before you're able to quit for good. And quitting smoking takes practice and many small steps like not smoking cigarettes while driving or while drinking coffee. And with each quit attempt, you actually learn something new about what works for you, and you'll get closer to quitting once and for all. So check out everytrycounts.gov for more helpful tips, tools, and information that's going to help you on your journey towards quitting. Again, the website, check it out. Lots of information on there for you to read. It's everytrycounts.gov.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report sponsored by Hover Helmets, eastbound M14. We have the left lane of the exit ramp there to northbound I-275 blocked by a crash. Over to eastbound I-96, the Jeffries Express lanes after Otter Drive. A crash on the shoulder there. Crash eastbound 23 Mile Road at Card in Macomb Township. According to our tipsters, all lanes are blocked here. Eastbound 23 Mile Road, traffic slow from Romeo Plank Road. You're good with gifts, but then there's that fan who has everything. Don't twist your tinsel. Come to Hover Helmets for the perfect gift. Offices, man caves, kids' rooms, alumni. Use the code TICKET for 20% off and free shipping. Hover Helmets, they're Santa's big helper. I'm Tracy DeCastro in the WWJ 24-hour traffic center.
Jamie and Stoney. Mornings.
Coming up Wednesday morning at 6:50.
It's our weekly edition of the Wide Nine.
And at 9:35 is Wednesday's Way and Woe Show.
Jamie and Stoney. Mornings, 6 to 10.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. And we give you this toy monkey, which will bang its cymbals when the right resume appears. Okay, there is no monkey.
I said there is no monkey!
But skills tests, that's a for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Think now's not one of the best times to list your home for sale? Think again. Hi, I'm Realtor Jeff Glover. In fact, right now may be the absolute best time to list a home for sale. Home values have peaked and buyers are out looking at homes trying to get settled in time for the holidays. But don't just take it from me.
Hi, I'm Katie Androff.
Yeah, I'm Andrew Androff. And, we had our house listed with another realtor. 10 months on the market, no offers.
And, with 2 small children, it was extremely frustrating to get ready for those showings.
But then Jeff Glover came along, and he sold our house within weeks.
And we got the price we wanted.
Homeowners who sell with Jeff get an average of 98% of their asking price and sell in less than a month. And when you buy or sell a home with Jeff and his team, you have the opportunity to help out a local hero through their foundation, Glover's Heroes. In the last year, Jeff and his team were ranked #1 in the state, according to the Wall Street Journal. Won Realtor of the Year from Detroit Home Magazine and voted one of the coolest places to work by Cranes. Call 855-JEFF-SELLS, online at housesoldname.com. Realtor Jeff Glover. A house sold name. Jeff Glover's affiliated with Keller Williams Realty.
Sam Haynes, General Sales Manager here on behalf of Crest Ford. If you're a busy person like myself, you need the quickest possible way to get a price quote on your next vehicle. What normally takes hours to get a quote will now only take you seconds. All you have to do is pick your vehicle and configure your own price and payment. Once you've done that, our experts will take care of the rest. It's that seamless. We want to make your next car purchase an easy one. And remember, want the best quote? Get a Crest quote. With 2 great locations in Centerline and Flat Rock, visit us online at crestford.com. That's crestford.com.
Every time you show up, every time you make your presence heard, whether you clap your hands or stomp your feet, lead the chant or join the chorus, however you choose to be a fan, you make the game. The NCAA Frozen Four, April 9th and 11th at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. Visit ncaa.com/Frozen4 to get your tickets today.
Excuse me, Captain. This is your wake-up call from the new TracFone Wireless.
What's that?
What if you had to fly this plane while sitting back in the cabin?
I wouldn't have any control.
Well, that's what it's like going with some wireless companies, but TracFone Wireless gives you control. Get unlimited talk and text on America's best 4G LTE network starting at $20 a month, no contract. Plus, unlimited carryover data with active service.
That's cool, but how'd you get my cockpit?
This is your wake-up call, people. The new TracFone Wireless. Now you're in control. Available at major retailers. See terms and conditions at TracFone.com.
This hour of the Mike Valenti Show is brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Call 1-800-LOW-RATE.
The Ultimate Cheesy Garlic Bread Collection from Subway presents the Ultimate Holiday Song.
Deck the bread with buttery garlic. Taste the melting mozzarella.
Try the new Ultimate Steak, part of the Ultimate Cheesy Garlic Bread Collection, only at Subway.
Participating restaurants.
This Thanksgiving, put more on the table and get more people around it when
Instagram that all he wanted to be was an asset to the organization, and he's sorry for the bad media and drama. Michigan State head coach Mark Antonio spoke today about his future with the team, said he plans to remain as the head coach of the program. His father always taught him to complete circles, meaning when you start something, you finish it. Also said he believes that the success they've had in the past can't happen again and can't happen under his watch. The Red Wings in action tonight. They're playing host to the Senators downtown. Live for you right here on the ticket starting at 7:10. The ticket update next. I'm Ryan Roley for more. Go to 971theticket.radio.com.
The only way you can take 97.1 The Ticket with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere. Brought to you by the LaFontaine Automotive Group, the family deal.
All right, so there was a big weekend in college football beyond Michigan and Michigan State. Let's try to make our way through it with the Blitz.
Oh, man, the music gets me pumped up. Okay, college football blitz time. Mike, Nick Saban is to blame for Tua's injury. Should have never been on the field after the LSU beating.
I mean, it's easy to say 35-7, 2-minute drill. Naturally, Saban says, hey, it was the last series he was going to play. Here's the reality. The odds of having a catastrophic injury like the one Tua sustained are infinitesimal. It was a bad break. Now, if anything, if he had gone out and blown out his knee and you could justify, he had an ankle injury and he overcompensated and that's how it got hurt, okay, maybe it's a different argument. What happened to him was just dumb, awful luck. It was the second quarter of a football game. I see Trevor Lawrence out there in the third quarter of games. They're up by 50. I just think it's easy to pile on Saban. It was a terrible break for Tua.
Okay, Baylor and Minnesota, both exposed as frauds.
What, as it pertains to the national title conversation? Yes. I mean, look, Minnesota's a good football team. They're going to go out and win 9 or 10 games. But the two best teams they play all year, they're probably going to lose to. If Minnesota wants some form of credibility check, go out and beat Wisconsin at the end of the year and get to Indy. You're not a fraud if you can do that. For Baylor, I'm much more inclined to call them a fraud. They had a close call against West Virginia. They've had a close call against TCU. We're lucky to win the game. You're up 28-3 on Oklahoma. Come on, man. I mean, Oklahoma was basically running. Every play was a QB power, and you can't stop that. You played Oklahoma without their best overall football player in CeeDee Lamb, and you couldn't stop that? Get out.
Oregon.
Welcome to Ole Miss LSU, where defenses go to. Did you see any of that game?
Yeah, well, I'll throw a curveball at you because I do have one about an SEC defense. Mike, Georgia can win the SEC, but not because of their offense, it's because of their defense.
100%. Look, their offense is not going to all of a sudden start to work because they don't have the playmakers out wide. They don't have the McCole Hardman. They don't have the Riley Ridley. They don't have NFL wide receivers. They got young players out there. And without being able to stretch the field, they're not going to be able to do the things we're used to.